Hello and welcome back to another pick a card reading. This one is going to be a literal pick a card reading because I have these three pretty flower cards that I got from a thrift store. They came in a little pack that was just unopened, so I thought I could find a way to incorporate them in a video, and so that's what I'm doing today. And the main focus is going to be on there's three different letters channeled basically from your higher self. So this is channel messages from your higher self, with also kind of looking at ways that you can help connect with your own higher self, with your own self, in ways that are best for you, because everyone works differently and connects with himself differently, and looking at how that looks for you basically. So you can intuitively choose the pink lily, the blue flowers, or the red poppy, and I'll put the timestamps listed below so you can choose and click to find your reading. And yeah, if just only take what resonates and release the rest, as this is a general channeling, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, group 1. This is the group with the pink lily card, and I'll start out by reading your channeled messages from your higher self that I wrote down. Okay. If you are feeling surrounded by distractions, it's time to slow down. You've accumulated an excess of other people's energy in your heart and in your gut, but you want to know how to find yourself. So remember, it is your core that is always true, always pure, always love. What you're experiencing now is the path of remembrance. It will not happen all at once. It happens in phases. So take pause where you feel the need to rush. Find hope in flowers and faraway places. Allow your emotions to be set free. Repression and the want for instant gratification are major lessons you are learning. Be still, find center, go within. So this group, initially I was sensing kind of like a flurry of things, a lot of fast movement, anxiousness coming up, and not really feeling too grounded or centered. And it seems like your higher self is trying to help you and remind you to slow down, and that it's okay if things aren't done all right away, or if you leave dishes in the sink, or if you just need more time than even like if there are other people in your life that put pressure on you to get things done quickly. Maybe this is a boss, or maybe this is even a partner who puts pressure on you, or did before, and then now I'm hearing like learning to let go of these false ideals. So maybe these are ideals that you grew up thinking were the thing to strive for, or putting a lot of pressure on yourself to work really hard and to accomplish XYZ before you're 30, or before you're whatever age maybe you had in mind that you'd have things done by, that you'd be married by. But honestly, there's this big need for rest, I think, and to connect back with yourself. And so when looking at that, on ways to connect with yourself, meditation might be good for this group, especially restful, even guided meditations. There are ones you could do. I'm hearing something about a lake, so you might feel really connected to water and air elements. These things can help you also connect back to your core. I feel like everyone has a different way of doing that, and finding themselves again. And so these might be, maybe you're taking kind of ritual baths or showers or things that are cleansing you, and you're setting your intentions that it's going to wash away different different things that are no longer serving you, so you can step into yourself, step into your wholeness. And but yeah, the stuff that it might be important also to spend time at a lake. And to also, let me sit with this for a second. What ways for group 1 would be best to help them connect with their higher self? You might see yourself, I'm getting this sense that there's, maybe you've tried to do this before, or there's certain things that you try to do and then you just will quit them if they're not perfect right away, or if it's taking too long. This sense of big agitation is coming up in relation to that, and your higher self is really, again, encouraging you not to rush the process back to yourself, and to being able to hear, your inner voice, your intuition, because it seems like with the stuff about accumulating other people's energy in your heart and your gut, so there's some external influences, I think, that you might need to work on releasing, and making sure that what you're feeling and what you're experiencing is based in your own emotions, in your own body, in your own self, so that kind of who you are, rather than just kind of floating around and accidentally picking up other people's things, because there's just this big initially just this flurry of stuff that was coming. So this might be racing around trying to get your kids to go to school, or trying to get deadlines done. Regardless of what it is, rushing can always end up causing more problems than if you slow down to consider the outcome, or to be maybe even driving more safely is coming up for certain people. Like or maybe someone was in an accident recently, and this is kind of, let's see, yeah, just with this energy, it just seems like you're kind of being dragged around by the needs of other people, and so this has led to maybe a more repressed state of your own emotions, wants, and needs. And so if you can find moments, or maybe I'm seeing even if you listen to like affirmations, if you're in the car, if you're on a drive, ones that can help you find your center more. And let's see here, I'm hearing the name Julia come up. This might be your name, this might be someone you know. I'm hearing that maybe there's someone putting a lot of pressure on you, or like blame, or maybe this is the person that's doing that, or someone like this. Doesn't have to be that name specifically, but I'm hearing the truth is in the pudding, or is that a phrase? I can't remember exactly what the phrase is, but basically it's kind of like if someone else is doing something wrong against you, or doing things that you don't think are ethical or that you disagree with or find that is being harmful to other people, maybe harmful to even animals, maybe horses or something. There's something like this. Then just know that they're gonna get what's coming from them for them, basically, is what I'm getting. That this pattern or cycle of harm or abuse is gonna end up coming back on them, and their truth is gonna be exposed, and they'll be like kind of caught in something or caught in the act. This could happen pretty this could happen pretty soon, it feels like. But it's not your job to also put them in that. So just, if you kind of just wait, take a step back, and then let them kind of expose themselves, that's gonna happen one way or the other. So let's see, what else does group 1 with the pink lily need to know from their higher selves? That you're not alone, and that is kind of a more of a general message that everyone usually needs, but for this group that's coming through, like, there might be some loneliness, inner loneliness, because you feel disconnected from yourself, and I'm hearing some type of movement therapy might help to move around some stagnant energy, and just man, there's just a weird feeling I'm getting right now, and I can't quite place why that's happening. Let me sit with that for a second. What is this feeling showing? There might be this want to redo something, or to do over, or like a do-over on your life, even like this almost desperate feeling of like, I didn't do what I thought I was gonna do, or just this despair, this inner despair is coming through really strong, and kind of like you want to reset so that you can do now what you know now. But the thing is that even if you did start over another life or whatever, you wouldn't remember the lessons you have now. You wouldn't remember. It would just be a lot different. It's if you've had thoughts about ending your own life, then please find someone to talk to, or there are different hotlines. This is a pretty sensitive topic, so I don't want to trigger anyone by talking about it, but it seems like there are people in this group that might be struggling with those kinds of thoughts. And so even if you message me or other people, like friends, there are certain people in your life, maybe you feel like there's not anyone that's really going to listen to you, and you're like, why am I just, giving myself away all the time? But I'm hearing your heart is exactly where it needs to be. Like, your higher self is trying to, I'm just seeing them try to like beam this love at you, but you're not seeing it. You're almost blocking it in a way, without realizing it. And so maybe if you use the affirmation, I accept the love for my higher self wants me to have, or I am accepting, I allow myself to receive love. I allow myself to feel hope. I allow myself to feel pride in myself. I recognize my accomplishments. I recognize who I am. I know who I am. Those affirmations are coming through pretty strong. Also, I forgot to mention for this group that I had channeled songs that were connected with each group. So group 1 had the song No Roots by Alice Merton. So this might be something to listen to. Maybe this is kind of like a song that your higher self has a message for you in. It might mean different things to different people, but you could try listening to that and see how that makes you feel. I'm hearing that some people in this group might play the piano or an instrument, and that this expression through music and instruments is really gonna benefit you in a way that can help you connect with your higher self. So it's like almost when you do these things and you feel these emotions and stuff, or if you're feeling that even by listening to music, your higher self is speaking through you, or you're feeling more connected this way. This is a way to help clear that channel out. That's kind of all I'm getting right now for group 1. You can let me know how that resonates in the comments. Sorry, there's some more pauses in this group. There's just some kind of dense energy that I was trying to sift through, I think. So I appreciate your time, and yeah, you can let me know, and if it didn't, you can try a different pile and see how that goes. So yeah, have a good rest of your day. Hello, group 2. This is the group with the blue flower letter, and I'll start out by reading your channeled letter from your higher self. So it goes, you fight so hard every day to keep it together. What would happen if you let yourself out? Allowed yourself to be all of you rather than cater to others' comfortability or even insecurities. You've been feeling momentum building, your light growing, or more so, the realization of your infinite light growing. Your awareness is expanding. You have always been enough, regardless of feelings of guilt, shame, fear, or rage. Your beauty is in the entirety of you, your healing and your destruction. Set aside your fear and embrace your wholeness. It is safe to be you. The world needs it now more than ever, for people to stand in their trueness. Carry love in all your dark spaces. You are enough. So I really like this message because I think it came through really focusing on honoring the balance, the light and dark within you, and not trying to push either one away, and allowing for all the different expressions of yourself to come out. And the stuff about catering to other people, or having the other people having insecurities. So I was getting the feeling like maybe it's easy to almost self-deprecate or diminish yourself in some way around other people to make them feel better about themselves, or you don't always want to you just hold back some of yourself, or even if it's online, there's stuff that you're holding back, and your higher self is encouraging you to just whatever, with what you're comfortable with, but share, all of you, that you really, it doesn't feel like there's, anything you need to hide. And that, yes, that can feel scary, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get. And that catering to other people's comfortability or their sensitivities, well, it's nice to be empathetic and caring towards other people. This also needs to come into play to yourself, because other people aren't going to do it for you. Hang on one second. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, so this is about like dealing with others' comfortability and their insecurities, but your higher self is encouraging you to let go of those worries, because the right people will be supportive. And if they're not, and if they see you as intimidating, or like, oh, you're, it seems like you're doing these great things, or maybe you're exploring different avenues for work or something that's out of the ordinary. Maybe you don't work like a traditional 9-to-5 job, and you're trying to do something just for you. And so the people who are having an issue with that, or who are trying to bring you down, or maybe making rude comments in some ways, those are not the people to continue having in your life, maybe. So it's really important to consider that, and to make sure that you're doing what you can to honor who you are. And let's see. Yeah, to not hide your darkness either, because everyone has light and dark parts to them. And it's not saying, oh, just only the light and only the positivity and only the, that kind of mindset. But no, to say there are both things that can be beneficial from healing and destruction. I remember reading something a while ago, and it has always stuck with me, about that if you have, in order to have the power to heal, you also need to know how to destroy, or something like that. And I think it's kind of relevant for this group. And so, yes, healing is great, but also if you consider destruction in a different route, like, destroying false versions of self, or parts of are breaking down, maybe old behaviors or patterns that aren't serving you anymore. Or if you're someone, I'm hearing some people in this group might be trying to quit smoking, or, so there's different ways that destruction doesn't have to mean a bad thing necessarily. So kind of changing your perspective on that might be good. Let's see, what else does group 2's higher self want to tell them right now? We're talking about removing your armor. So maybe you've built up some pretty heavy shields around yourself. And boundaries and protecting yourself is great, but you may also be walling out certain people in your life. I was hearing something about a catering business, actually, or like a florist, or let's see what's going on here. yeah, I think sorry for this big pause. For some reason, today's been a little bit harder for messages to come through. Hang on. Okay. All right. So I kind of forgot where I left off. It's just been, for some reason, this group, the messages have come through a little bit kind of disjointed, but I'm wondering if that is also part of the message where, you know, there's certain parts of yourself that maybe you put kind of compartmentalize, where you're like, only, you know, push this away, push this away, push this away, only this right now, or only, you know, one thing at a time. But the more you push down these feelings, and your like honest truth, the harder it's going to be for you to move forward, and the more you're going to stay stuck. And so I think inviting yourself into a space of fullness and wholeness, and using something like, you know, I honor all parts of myself, I embrace the light and dark aspects of myself. Maybe kind of using some affirmations along those lines. Also, I'll mention this part now. I also, in the beginning, had channeled songs that might be relevant for each group, so I just chose one for each. Well, I didn't choose it, I just channeled it and then wrote it down. But for this group, the song that you might find a message in or relate to that your higher self was suggesting was Demons by Imagine Dragons. And then also that this group could benefit a lot from connecting with the earth element. So really taking time to get grounded and visualize those roots coming out of your feet deep, deep, deep down into the core of the earth. Especially if you do kind of inner work, or if you do meditation, or if you even astral projection or whatever it is, before you do any of this, I think this is also coming through, that it's really important for you to do the grounding, centering, and protecting before you begin any inner work, or like, you know, before I do any videos like this or channel anything for anyone, I have a little process that I go through to get myself centered and grounded, and make sure that I remain that way throughout the channeling or meditation or whatever it is, because this can be a really easy way, if you don't do those things, to get really floaty, or to get kind of too much in your headspace, too airy. So yeah, so connecting with the earth element is going to be really important for you. Let's see, that can further the connection with your higher self too, and make it easier for you to listen to that inner voice. So what else could group 2 do to help them connect with themselves? I'm hearing move. So this isn't necessarily for everyone, but you might need to move your actual location of where you live. And there's something, maybe you've kind of done all you can in the space you're living currently, or there's somewhere that's calling to you, and now feels like it would be great if you could do something like that soon, or find like the right avenue forward for moving where you live, I think is what it is. I mean, yes, there are other ways of moving, move your body, move whatever, but moving physical location. And if you can't move right now, maybe you go different places than you have before. Maybe you go to certain parks, or you go to certain areas where there's different frequencies, and or you travel to places that have different frequencies. I'm hearing places that might be relevant for you are Egypt, New York, I'm hearing that's a place, Botswana. I don't know if I'm saying that right. New Mexico, Oregon, even Atlanta. So these are just some different things. So these are not necessarily you have to go physically to all of those places, but even if you do kind of like a meditative trip to those places, you know, safely, just connect with the energies there. I think there are certain things that you need to remember that are going to help you connect back with your higher self. And once you get through those breakthroughs, it might make it a lot easier for you to continue that connection to yourself and feel into who you really are, without just saying, oh, I'm just a human, I'm just, you know, in the humanity kind of more ego sense, not egotistical, but just human ego. So yeah, I think that's kind of all I'm getting for group 2. Thank you for moving with me through this more kind of a chaotic reading with more pauses, but I'm hoping the messages resonated, and you can let me know in the comments, and or if they didn't, you can try another pile. And yeah, hello group 3. This is the group with the red poppy card, and I'll start off by reading your channeled letter from your higher self, which starts out by going: listlessness, depression, disconnection, energy drains. Who has been taking your energy? Where have you been giving your energy where it no longer serves you? Call your energy back now. There is no harm to others by protecting what is yours. It is not your responsibility to give to the point of depletion. This is not love. This is sacrifice. Where are you loving yourself? Take this as a wake-up call to plug the drains, cut the cords, remove distractions, crawl into your heart space, and ask yourself what you want and what you need. Abundance is found in your wholeness and fullness. Take up space, speak from the ground up, be present now. So this was a little more of an intense letter that came through, but just more of a kind of a jolt to wake up to these things that might be playing out in your life, and really remember that you are, you know, more in control than you might realize, and to take back your energy from people who are just using you up and kind of bleeding you dry. It seems like there's probably at least 3 or 4 people that are doing this to you, and I'm hearing the names Jonathan, Katie, Carmen, something like that. I don't know. But just overall, there's people that are doing this to you, and that they might not be doing it on purpose, so it's not like I'm gonna go get pissed off at them kind of thing, but just more be aware of that, and then set your boundaries and say, you know, like, maybe visualize like an energy shield around you, especially if you're going to be around a lot of people or at a family party or something. Make sure you protect yourself in the ways that you need to, but also beyond that, kind of looking at the ways that you might have been giving your energy away for free and not thinking anything of it, just like, no, that's just what I do, I'm just a giving person. But that you need time to replenish your resources. It feels like there's maybe some inner just kind of blah energy, just kind of like, what am I here for energy, what is, you know, those kinds of things were coming to the surface. And I think there are certain activities even that are coming up that might be draining you. Maybe you do these with other people. Maybe I'm hearing maybe like a religious or spiritual function. I don't know what this is exactly, but there's, oh well, might be even a practice that maybe you're doing something but not keeping your energy protected when you do it. This group, I don't know why this is coming through, but time jumping almost. I don't know if people in this group were doing that, or that's relevant to you, or you're trying to like almost shift timelines. But let's see. Yeah, just your higher self is really making it important loudly about, you know, it being easier for you to connect to your higher self and connect to your inner voice and your intuition if you are not constantly giving away your energy for free, letting other people drain you. Okay. This is a specific message for somebody, but I'm hearing that if there's somebody you feel a little hesitant to agree to a cup of coffee to or something, don't do that. It's bad. There's something wrong there. I don't know exactly what or who the situation is, or if it's a business thing or a relationship, dating type of thing, but it's not right for you. So the more that you allow yourself to be whole, the easier it is gonna be for you to discern what is right for you and what's, wrong for you, and what's what you want to invite into your life. And if you've been working to, draw in abundance or financial success or something like this, I think the more you allow yourself to be this full kind of lovingness to yourself, this full version of you, this whole you, the more that kind of energy and those things are just going to flow to you naturally. And yes, the reminder about that giving to the point of depletion, that is not necessarily like love. It's more of a sacrifice that can lead to resentments towards those you do love, or towards people, stuff like that. I'm hearing something about like a police car or police work, or like, I don't even know if someone in this group's been arrested before. There's some fear surrounding that's coming up, maybe to be released, like fear, or just allowing yourself to, I'm not 100% sure about that right now. What else does group 3, what could help them connect with their higher selves? Arrangement. So maybe if you do work with crystals, you could do like a little crystal grid, or it doesn't even have to be crystals. Okay, this is the thing, is like they're just, yes, they are beautiful and they can help you and be tools, but the stuff, all of the stuff that happens is you were the source, like you're the power really behind the stuff that you do. And so if you're looking for a way to connect with your higher self, this might be a starting point to, if you create a grid with like obsidian, labradorite, rose quartz. Those are just the ones that are coming to me right now. But you could also do this with even flowers or just rocks from outside, or artwork. It can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be specifically like metaphysical tools or whatever people want to label it as. It can be your own practice. Okay, the wind just blew the letter off of the table, but I'm just gonna go with it. Who gives a shit, right? Okay, so maybe that's also a message, is just loosen up a bit and let things kind of fly freely around you. Allow yourself to be more free in expressing yourself again, and finding ways to that can be a good outlet for your expression. I'm hearing the name like Judith or Judy, and I guess I'll include this part now. I also had channeled a song for each group to connect with, and I hadn't heard of this song before, but the song was called Affliction by Tiesto, and so yeah, there might be a message within that song that's meant for you, or just like something to help you heal or work through. And then the elements for this group to connect with are fire and spirit, because spirit is also an element. And but with fire, yeah, I'm getting, like bonfire, burning letters, just not, I mean, safely, but just kind of maybe more ritual surrounding fire that could be a way. You can even do, where you look into a candle flame and kind of like the scrying that way, where that might be something that could help you connect with your higher self or receive the messages. But just always remember to ask specifically from your higher self. Do it in a way that you feel comfortable, but that's coming through. And what else for group 3? I'm hearing to look up. So if things have felt, in more of that, like I think the card was saying, depressed state, that to work on being present, and so just kind of, that isn't always the easiest thing to do, but if you have a little bit of time to focus on what is currently around you, the moment that you're in, and not thinking of time as like a backwards and forwards thing, but as more of, it's just an infinite thing, and we're just here right now, and that's all there is. So kind of changing your perspective on time to help you, for some reason that might help you find some more clarity. And I'm sensing some frustration, some anger coming up, some irritation with yourself almost, because you feel these blockages and it's pissing you off. Like maybe you don't feel as connected to yourself, or you're comparing yourself more to other people and their journeys. But that the other people's journeys are not for you. Your journey is not for anyone else. And basically fuck the comparison, fuck it all. Like just focus on you and what right now, like, you could do to make yourself happy, to bring yourself into a more loving space. Maybe it is rest, maybe it is take a nap, maybe it's watch a favorite childhood show. or get yourself a treat that makes your inner child happy. It just, these don't have to be big things, and I think it can be overwhelming, and people can get overwhelmed by thinking that, you know, in order to help yourself or to heal or to work on a spirit. So my phone just died, and this whole video has been just filled with like weird breaks and weird energy, so I'm trying to go with it and just see if there's messages in these weird pauses. And I just saw the number 333, so I'm going to continue. But I think I was talking about getting overwhelmed by working on yourself or healing and things. And my dad always says this phrase that's coming to me, that it's like, just begin and the rest is easy, or something. Like, I mean, it's not always necessarily easy for sure, but I think when you begin something, it can be built up with a lot of anticipation and hard to get over that first hurdle, but you do kind of get your pace going the further you go, and it is worth it. So I think let me see in here. What else does group 3 need to know from their higher selves right now? Or how can they help connect with their own self, basically? Hearing spend more time outdoors, like a nature walk or some type of trail that you feel good on. Maybe you take your dog with you, or maybe you're a dog walker or something. But this is really good for your spirit. And I guess ask yourself kind of what, like when you're thinking about connecting with your intuition and learning how to do that, you know, more in your own control, or like listening to it easier, ask yourself, what are the physical signs you get when you just know something? When you just know something about someone, or you feel a certain way, what are the physical things that happen to you? What are the emotions that run through you? Maybe write those things down and see, like, how you can find that inner knowing in yourself, or listen to it more. Maybe you sit and take 3 deep breaths and then just listen. Work on, I think this group could work a lot on emptying your mind. So while if there's like a lot of you know, thoughts about, oh, I need to go get this from the store, or I need to go do these things for work, just taking that time to work on it. It's not something that happens overnight. You can't always clear your mind so easily, but there are resources, you know, online or YouTube videos or whatever, that can help you practice and clearing your head, so that you're just saying, I'm, you know, trying to only, or I'm only listening to my higher self right now, or, you know, whatever you're trying to do. Be specific with your intentions in everything. I'm hearing also that in order to help yourself through, if you are dealing with depression or dealing with a kind of a feelings of listlessness, that to what was I just gonna say? Shoot. Let me just sit with that for a second. I saw 444. Wow, okay, so okay, there we go. I got it back, sorry. So really, maybe in the mornings you start writing down your intentions for the day or your affirmations that you're going to be working with or focusing on. That could help you be like, today, you know, even if it's simple stuff, today I am feeling more uplifted, or I am setting the intention, I got this done today, or I, you know, whatever it is. But looking at your thoughts and your feelings and paying attention to what it is that you might be accidentally drawing more into your life by holding yourself in more of the mindset of, you know, if you're almost in this like victim mentality where things are harming you and hurting you, and like, why is this happening to me? I don't understand. And that's not saying that everything is your fault. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just, in order to help you move forward, look at the ways you can set your intentions for the day in the morning, or look at the ways you can set your intentions before you meditate or before you go to sleep even. This is important, so that you're getting the rest that you need, and choosing, you know, if you're having too many wild dreams, that maybe you want to just stay in your body for the night, or rest, or allow yourself to use that time for healing, just whatever works for you or whatever you're needing at the time. So, is there anything else for group 3 from your higher self? That's kind of all I'm getting right now. So thank you so much for watching, and let me know how it resonates below. Again, like, sorry for the cuts in the video. If you watch the other piles, you'll see that also happened there for whatever reason. So yeah, we're still moving forward and figuring out how to hopefully make these videos better over time. But yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.